Hey everybody, Cruiseman here at Cruiseman's Garage. Today I've got a very important video for you today regarding the Pathfinder LED Power Accessory Hub. Look at the part numbers on the screen. If you have one of these installed on your motorcycle, on your Honda Goldwing specifically, you definitely need to watch this video.
This video is sponsored by Cruiseman's Garage Honda Goldwing Maintenance Video Series.
So this video addresses the issue that came up last week, I believe, from Pathfinder LED, where they sent out an urgent notice to all of their customers that if you have a Pathfinder LED Power Accessory Hub installed on your Honda Goldwing, you need to immediately unplug it from the positive terminal of your battery. Now, some of you have emailed me and texted me and asked me questions like, will the motorcycle continue to run without this connected? And the answer is yes. Your motorcycle will run fine. You'll just lose any electrical aftermarket accessories that you've added to the motorcycle. So if you unplug that power accessory hub from the positive terminal, that's the red wire that goes to the red side, the back side of your battery, all that does is shut off power to the power accessory hub, and consequently, it would shut off power to all your aftermarket accessories, your lights, maybe your GPS. It depends on what you have connected to it. But your motorcycle will continue to run. Now, the reason for this urgent notice is because there were a couple of instances, and I'm talking 2 motorcycles out of the thousands of Goldwings that have power accessory hubs installed. There were 2 instances within the last few weeks where there were some fires, and the fire was in the general vicinity of the power accessory hub. There's no conclusive evidence at this point that it was a failure of the power accessory hub, but just out of an abundance of caution, Pathfinder LED did notify all of their customers to go ahead and remove that positive wire for now, basically disconnecting it until they could get more information and come up with some sort of a resolution. Well, that has happened, but before, I'm going to show you how to install this very easy to install fix for this issue. But before I do that, I want to make sure you have the power accessory hub installed on your motorcycle. Now, you may have installed this yourself. You may have had your dealer install it. You should be able to do this yourself. It's very quick, very easy, and I'm going to show you how to do it. But what if you bought a used Honda Goldwing and you don't even know for sure if you have a Pathfinder LED power accessory hub installed? Maybe you've never had the seat off of your motorcycle. Able you don't know what a power accessory hub looks like. Well, I'm going to show you a picture on the screen right now so you can see. If you look under your seat, you'll be able to see it. That's where it will be. Now, I'm not going to show you today how to take off the seat. If you need to know how to do that, I've got videos in my maintenance video series, Honda Goldwing maintenance videos, that show you how to remove the seat. Most of you probably already know how to remove the seat. It's a fairly common function. If you don't know how to remove the seat and you don't have my videos and you're wondering what to do, the best thing to do would be take your motorcycle to a Honda dealer, have them take the seat off and check to see if you have a power accessory hub, and while you're there, just have them install this little fix. Once you've determined that you do have the power accessory hub installed, you've disconnected it from the terminal, the positive terminal. I'll show you how to do that right now. Basically, you have to open your left saddlebag first, and then we have to remove this side cover. You do that just by pulling on the grommets. Pay no attention to this wire hanging out down here. This is for my jump starter, so don't worry about that. That's something that you may or may not have installed. We're going to remove this side cover, and I'm going to go ahead and take this out and set it over here for now. Okay, this is the positive terminal of the battery, and you can see that I've got 2 things connected to it. I have this jump starter cable here, this red wire. And then there's another one right up here, kind of goes up under the seat. This is the positive cable that goes, or the red wire that goes to my power accessory hub. Now what we're going to do is I'm going to remove both of these. We're going to remove this from the positive terminal of the battery, and we're going to install a fuse basically, and it just installs right in line with this. I always like to be careful when I remove this bolt or screw, because there is a little nut behind it that holds it onto that battery terminal, and that little nut can slide back and forth. So if I can leave it in place, I'll have an easier time getting this back in. Okay, now we have disconnected both of these. So currently there's no power going to the power accessory hub. And here is our positive cable for the Pathfinder power accessory hub. You'll notice it has a little ring terminal on here. And while I'm telling you this story, if you do have a Pathfinder LED power accessory hub and you contact Pathfinder LED, they will ship you this fuse free of charge. You just need to let them know. I'll put a link in the description of this video where you can go to it, fill out a form, and they will send this right out to you. Okay, what we have here, this is the terminal that's going to go on the battery, and this is another terminal, a little ring terminal that's going to go. We're basically going to connect this to this, tighten this nut and this screw, and then we're going to attach this to the battery. So I'm going to go ahead and put my ring terminal on here like this. Take this washer off first, because I want this terminal to be touching the other terminal. And then I'm going to put my washer back on, and now I'm going to put on this little lock nut. Okay, now you'll also notice they've provided a little heat shrink wrap here, and that's going to cover this nut and this whole mechanism, and we're going to apply heat to this to shrink it, and that will make it all moisture proof, waterproof, and it will also help hold everything together. So let's tighten down this nut and this screw. Okay, turns out this is a 10mm nut. It is a lock nut, has a little nylon sleeve in there to help lock it down once you tighten it, and it is a 4mm Allen wrench. So we're just going to tighten this down as tight as we can get it. That's very tight right there. Okay, now we're just going to slip this little heat shrink right over that nut that we just installed. Now we're ready to apply heat, but this is a 40 amp fuse. There we go. And this is the fuse right here. It's one of these blade style automotive blade fuses, and it fits underneath this waterproof cap. Now, if you do not have this kit from Pathfinder LED, you can purchase a 10 gauge, it has to be 10 gauge, a 10 gauge fuse holder like this, but you would have to splice the wires in. You'd have to trim back the wires and come up with a way of splicing it together. If you're interested in how to do that, I can show you how to do that in a future video. Right now, I just want to show you how to apply this fix from Pathfinder LED. Now, you might be wondering, how do you get this shrink wrap to shrink over this nut? I use a hot air gun. You could use a hair dryer on high. I don't know if that would get hot enough, but a hot air gun will. Now, these heat guns get very hot, so you want to make sure you don't touch any of the plastic or your seat, because it could melt some of that. Okay, it's pretty hot right now. And I'm just going to apply a little heat to this till it starts to shrink. You can probably see it shrinking. So we have installed our fuse, and now all we have to do is reinstall our terminal back onto, or actually our ring, back onto the battery terminal. And now you have installed the fuse kit repair for your Pathfinder power accessory hub. Okay, so that's how easy it is to install this fix from PathfinderLED. Now, I do want to emphasize once again how important it is that you follow their instructions, that you go ahead and unplug that positive cable. I wouldn't panic. I don't think this is something worth panicking over. I don't think, like I said, there's only been 2 reported cases out of thousands of motorcycles. So while I'm not suggesting that you necessarily panic, I am suggesting that you take this seriously and that you do contact PathfinderLED if you have this unit installed on your bike. Have them send you this fuse kit. I just showed you how to install it. It took me less than 5 minutes to install. So it's very simple. It's free of charge. Use the link in the description of this video. Fill out the form on their website and get this sent out to you. Okay, if you have any other questions, put them in the comments down below. Thanks for joining me today. I appreciate you watching, and remember to ride often, but ride safe.